This is a quarter note. It's the most common note value we use when keeping rhythm. Check this. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Every beat is a quarter note, and there's 4 of them in this bar. But we might want to play more notes between these beats. That's why we came up with eighth notes. These are half the duration of quarter notes, and we can fit 8 of them in this bar. Similarly, we can divide the duration of eighth notes by 2, and we get 16th notes, and we can fit 16 of them in this bar. And we can keep dividing by 2, and we'll get 32nd notes and 64th notes. You get the idea. But what if we want to have note values that don't conform to this neat divide by 2 rule? What if we want to explore the domain of 3? Let me introduce you to dotted notes and triplets.
Hi.
They can be a bit confusing for beginners, but they're actually quite simple to understand and use once you get a feel for them. And that's exactly what we'll do now. This is a dotted eighth note. Its duration is equal to an eighth note plus half an eighth note. In other words, an eighth note and a 16th note, which basically is 3 16th notes. Let's listen to a pattern of dotted eighths over a pattern of quarter notes. Can you feel this interesting and weird rhythmic interaction between the two patterns? As you can see, if we add dotted eighths next to each other, they don't align neatly with the quarter notes above. A quarter note's duration is equal to 4 16th notes, but a dotted eighth is equal to 3 16th notes. So the two patterns meet every 12 16th notes, which is every 3 beats. And in that loop, you can see that the position of the dotted eighths keeps changing in regards to the position of the quarter notes. This interesting rhythmical push and pull is what we call syncopation. And you find that very often in funk music, but dotted eighths are especially an essential element of reggae and dub. Okay, now let's move on to triplets. We saw before that dotted eighths are basically 3 16th notes. So although they repeat at odd intervals on the grid, they still technically conform to the grid. Triplets don't. To understand where triplets would be, we need to go back to our original quarter note grid and now start dividing the grid by 3. Now, these are eighth note triplets. 3 of them fit in a quarter note. And these are 16th note triplets. 3 of them fit into an eighth note. Let's have a listen. Now, although the notes themselves occur outside our original predictable divide by 2 grid, they still very predictably repeat at every single beat, unlike dotted eighths. And they give this very driving feel to the beat. We can even omit some of the hits for a more chill beat. Or we can use 16th note triplets for a dancier feel. These kind of beats can be found in hip-hop, techno, and especially house and house-derived EDM. But to make these beats sound more organic and even bouncier, we can start placing the hits in the space between the normal straight grid and the triplet grid. This way we can add what's called swing to the beat. But if you want to know more about swing, leave us a comment and we'll make another video about it. In the meantime, go check out our other videos on the basics of music theory. Thank you so much for watching and we'll see you next time on Mixed Signals. Bye bye!